Hello Golden State Warriors fans, we are here once again to bring you the latest news related to our team, and I would like to emphasize how committed we are to improving our performance to achieve great results. Before we dive into this intriguing news, I kindly request you to show your support by clicking the like button, and if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, I invite you all to join us on an exciting journey. Remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything.
Could the Warriors pull off a surprise move into the first round of the 2025 NBA Draft? Believe it or not, the 2025 NBA Draft is already here. The champagne from the Oklahoma City Thunder's finals win over the Indiana Pacers hasn't even dried, and yet, the league is already shifting into the next chapter. For some teams, this draft is a turning point. The Dallas Mavericks, after a rocky season, are hoping Cooper Flagg will be their ticket back to relevance. Their fans are dreaming big, envisioning a future led by names like VJ Edgecombe, Con Newpel, Dylan Harper, and more. For these young prospects, tonight could be the moment when years of sweat, sacrifice, and hard work finally pay off. And the Golden State Warriors? Well, maybe nothing happens. Or maybe, just maybe, they have something brewing. The NBA, following in the NFL's footsteps, has turned the draft into a multi-day spectacle. The first round kicks off tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, with the second round set for Thursday. As of now, the Warriors don't hold a first-round pick, having sent it to the Miami Heat in the deal for Jimmy Butler III. But that doesn't mean they're sitting this one out. Could the Warriors make a move and sneak into the first round? It's unlikely, at least on paper. There haven't been many credible rumors pointing in that direction. But Golden State is in a tricky spot. With limited financial flexibility and a top-heavy roster, the draft remains one of the best and cheapest ways to inject fresh talent into the team. And let's be honest, this has been a wild off-season already. We've seen big names like Kevin Durant, Desmond Bane, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Anthony Simons, CJ McCollum, and even former Warrior Jordan Poole switch teams. At this point, nothing would truly shock us. Don't count on a blockbuster. But if Warriors owner Joe Lacob has taught us anything over the past 15 years, it's that he's always ready to swing for the fences when the opportunity is right. You can bet that GM Mike Dunleavy Jr.'s phone will be buzzing all day and all night, looking for that window to make a move. Will it happen? We'll know soon enough. Stay tuned. As the draft begins tonight, all eyes are on whether the Warriors will make a surprise move. While they currently hold only the 41st overall pick in the second round, the front office, led by Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Larry Harris, has made it clear they're looking for players who are ready to contribute right away. The emphasis? NBA-ready skills like consistent shooting and athletic versatility, not just long-term potential. Still, the buzz surrounding Golden State hasn't quieted. The NBA landscape is shifting rapidly, with major trades already redefining the balance of power. Kevin Durant has landed in Houston, Drew Holiday and Anthony Simons have swapped coasts, Kristaps Porzingis is on the move again, and CJ McCollum now finds himself in Washington. It's been a whirlwind, and it's far from over. Closer to home, one of the biggest question marks is the future of Jonathan Kuminga. The young forward has reportedly expressed a desire for a bigger role, one that could see him leave Golden State if the right sign-and-trade scenario presents itself. The Warriors can match any offer as he's a restricted free agent, but the front office is clearly weighing the value of keeping him against the potential return in draft capital or veteran talent. There are even whispers of a draft night trade with the Houston Rockets, where Golden State would package Moses Moody, the 41st pick, and future assets to try and climb into the top 10. Such a move could allow them to target a high-upside player or even bring back someone like Cam Whitmore, an instant impact wing who could bolster their rotation. All of this reflects a bigger truth. The Warriors are operating with urgency. After 2 seasons of early playoff exits and a shifting Western Conference landscape, they know time is ticking on their current core. Steph Curry is still elite, but the window to build around him is narrowing. Jimmy Butler's recent arrival adds experience and grit, but he also adds salary, leaving the draft as one of the only avenues to cheaply inject youth and athleticism into the roster. So while it may seem like a quiet night for Golden State, don't be fooled. The team is active behind the scenes, exploring every angle, every call, and every opportunity. Whether they find a way back into the first round or settle for a smart second-round addition, one thing is clear: the Warriors are not standing still. Tomorrow may bring more clarity. For now, the chess pieces are moving, and Golden State is very much still in the game. Jonathan Kuminga opens up about his goals and where he hopes to play next season. Jonathan Kuminga is expected to be traded by the Golden State Warriors this offseason, and from the way he's speaking, he's ready for a fresh start. In the first 34 games of last season, Kuminga averaged an impressive 16.8 points and 5 rebounds per game. But after suffering a significant ankle sprain that sidelined him for 31 games, he returned to find his role diminished. Combine that with the Warriors not offering him a contract extension last summer, his visible frustration with the team's rotations, and the looming addition of Jimmy Butler, and it's clear a change of scenery might be inevitable. Recently, Kuminga spoke candidly about his career goals and the possibility of suiting up for a different team, and he sounded genuinely excited about what lies ahead. Kuminga sets his sights high. "I want to be great." This past season, his fourth in the league, was the only one disrupted by injury. And even so, Kuminga has continued to show growth on both ends of the court. He's not shy about what he wants for his future. "My goal is to be a multi-time All-Star. I want to be great," Kuminga told The Athletic. His disappointment has been building. After seeing fellow 2021 draftee Moses Moody secure a 3-year deal with Golden State, while Kuminga himself was shuffled between the starting lineup and the bench, his frustration became hard to ignore. "Whether it's with the Warriors or somewhere else, I want the chance to prove myself," he said. "I know what I'm capable of. I just want the opportunity, and I've never really had it." To make matters worse, Kuminga didn't see the floor in the Warriors' must-win final regular season game, nor in the play-in matchup against the Grizzlies. Despite being one of their most productive players during the regular season, he played in only 8 playoff games. It's no wonder he feels it's time to move on. "I just want a real opportunity." Kuminga hasn't publicly listed specific teams he'd like to join, but the message is clear. He wants a consistent role, even if that means leaving the only NBA home he's known. He's been linked to several teams, including the Heat, Nets, Bucks, and Suns, all of which could offer him the kind of role he's been seeking. "I just want consistency," Kuminga explained. "Because I know what I bring. I know how much I've invested in this game. I know how hard I've worked. I love this game." He's right to feel like time is running out in Golden State. Without a defined role, he won't be able to reach his full potential, and he knows it. "Wherever I get that opportunity, I know it'll show," he said. "I just need the chance." While many players in his position might lash out or act entitled, Kuminga is simply asking for what every young, talented player deserves: respect, honesty, and minutes. And frankly, that's not too much to ask. A tipping point for Kuminga and the Warriors. The situation has sparked a lot of buzz around the league. Analysts, insiders, and fans alike are all wondering the same thing. How did it get to this point with one of the most promising young talents on the Warriors roster? Kuminga was once viewed as a cornerstone of the Warriors' future, a high-upside athletic forward who could help bridge the gap between the current dynasty and whatever comes next. But somewhere along the way, that vision started to blur. Many within NBA circles believe the Warriors' front office mismanaged his development, bouncing him between roles and not giving him the consistent minutes needed for a young player to truly blossom. His fluctuating playing time became a topic of national discussion, especially as he delivered strong performances when given the chance. "I think a lot of people around the league see what Jonathan can become," said an anonymous scout in the Western Conference. "He's got the tools, the work ethic, and he's hungry. He just needs the right environment." Trade rumors heating up. With the Warriors reportedly exploring sign-and-trade options this summer, Kuminga's name has surfaced in a variety of trade scenarios. Multiple teams, including the Miami Heat, Brooklyn Nets, Milwaukee Bucks, and Phoenix Suns, have shown varying degrees of interest. The Heat, in particular, could be an appealing fit. Miami is known for developing gritty, two-way players and giving young talent real opportunities to grow. Kuminga's athleticism and defensive versatility would slot in nicely alongside their core. The Bucks and Suns also present compelling situations. Both teams are in win-now mode but could benefit from an injection of youth and energy off the bench. In Brooklyn, he'd have the chance to step into a more prominent role almost immediately. According to league sources, trade talks are still in early stages, but the sense is that Golden State is open to moving Kuminga if it means adding a more established piece to support their aging core. Fans react, and many are on Kuminga's side. As the news has spread, many Warriors fans have voiced disappointment, not in Kuminga, but in how he's been treated. Social media is filled with fans calling for the team to give him a bigger role or risk losing another young talent like they did with James Wiseman. Watching Kuminga ride the bench while the team struggles makes no sense, one fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter. He was one of the few bright spots all year. Some have even questioned the Warriors' long-term strategy. Is the front office too focused on squeezing one more run out of the Curry era to properly develop the next generation? The road ahead, a decision coming soon. For now, Kuminga is training hard, staying ready, wherever he ends up next. He's not demanding a trade. He's not trashing the organization. He's simply asking for a chance to show what he can do, consistently. Whatever team believes in me enough to give me that opportunity, he said, that's where I'll shine. And maybe that's what's most compelling about Kuminga's story. He's not just chasing stardom, he's chasing growth, purpose, and respect. He's betting on himself. And from the looks of it, a lot of people are ready to bet with him. Draymond Green opens up about heated playoff moment with Fred VanVleet. I knew instantly. Draymond Green has never been one to back down from a confrontation, but even the fiercest competitors have their moments of reflection. For the first time, the Golden State Warriors forward opened up about his tense playoff exchange with Houston Rockets guard Fred VanVleet. The incident, which unfolded during a hard-fought postseason series, nearly boiled over when the two were seen exchanging sharp words before being quickly separated by teammates. At the time, Green brushed it off as just playoff talk, even complimenting VanVleet's play throughout the series. But now, he's acknowledging that he crossed a line, and it's something he instantly regretted. I knew right away I shouldn't have said it. During a recent podcast appearance, Green got candid about what really happened between him and VanVleet in Game 3 of the series. We got into it. I said a few choice words, and the moment they left my mouth I knew, Green admitted. I knew the series was going to 7 games. I never said those words again for the rest of the series. It was a rare moment of vulnerability from the outspoken veteran, who's built a career on passion, intensity, and raw emotion. But in this case, even he recognized that his words did more than stir the pot. They lit a fire under VanVleet and the Rockets. Respect, accountability, and a sincere apology. Since then, Green says his relationship with VanVleet has grown stronger. The two have mutual respect, forged in battle and hardened by time. And Draymond didn't hesitate to own up to his mistake. I saw Fred the other night, Green said. I told him, man, I'm sorry. I was wrong. And I knew it the second it happened. But on the court, emotions take over. I'm in the trenches with my team, and I just went too far. He responded like a real pro. He did what he had to do. This isn't the first time these two have gone toe-to-toe in the playoffs. Their most iconic clash came in the 2019 NBA Finals when VanVleet helped lead the Toronto Raptors past the Warriors, ending Golden State's bid for a three-peat and etching his name into Finals history. The rivalry isn't over, it's just getting started. And now, the next chapter may be on the horizon. Reports suggest VanVleet is set to sign a 2-year, $50 million extension with the Rockets, solidifying his role as a franchise cornerstone and setting the stage for more playoff fireworks with the Warriors. To add even more intrigue, Houston recently acquired none other than Kevin Durant, a former Warriors Finals MVP. That combination, VanVleet's fire, Durant's legacy, and Green's relentless drive, could make the next Warriors-Rockets postseason meeting feel like a true heavyweight bout. A moment of growth. For Green, this story isn't just about rivalry or regret, it's about growth. I'm still learning, he said. Even after all these years, I'm learning how to lead, how to channel emotion, how to be better. That moment with Fred reminded me, you can be intense without losing your awareness. As fans gear up for another dramatic NBA season, one thing is clear, Draymond Green isn't just chasing wins. He's chasing accountability, growth, and a deeper understanding of what it means to compete with respect. And the next time he shares the floor with Fred VanVleet, it'll be personal, but in all the right ways. A turning point for Green, and a spark for the Rockets. While Draymond Green's admission may seem small to some, its impact has rippled far beyond just one player or one series. That moment, that instant regret, may have been a turning point not only for Green personally, but also for a young, rising Houston Rockets squad hungry to prove they belong. After the altercation, many inside the Rockets locker room reportedly felt galvanized. According to team sources, VanVleet's calm response to Green's outburst became a rallying point, a moment where words turned into fuel. Fred didn't have to say anything back. one Rockets player said anonymously. He just kept playing, and we followed that energy. And it showed. The Rockets battled their way to a Game 7, pushing the seasoned Warriors to their limits. While Golden State eventually edged out the series, Houston sent a clear message: the rebuild is over. They're here to compete. Green's leadership in the spotlight. Draymond Green has always been one of the most polarizing figures in the NBA. Loved by teammates, loathed by opponents, and often misunderstood by the public, he walks the fine line between intensity and volatility. But moments like this show that even one of the league's most fiery competitors is capable of self-reflection. In fact, that's part of what's made Green such an essential leader for Golden State. He's not perfect, and that's what makes him real, said Warriors head coach Steve Kerr when asked about Green's comments. Draymond owns his mistakes. That's what leadership looks like, even when it's messy. Still, some critics argue that Green's temper continues to hurt the team in high-stakes moments. After multiple suspensions over the past few seasons and rising tensions in the Warriors' locker room, there are growing questions about his long-term fit as the franchise transitions into a new era. What this means for the Warriors' future. With trade rumors already swirling around several Warriors players, including Jonathan Kuminga, and with Klay Thompson's future uncertain, the franchise is facing a potential identity shift. Green's role, once untouchable, may not be as secure as it once was. That said, Draymond remains a heartbeat of the organization, and his growth off the court might prove just as valuable as his defensive brilliance on it. If the Warriors want to remain competitive while navigating a new generation of talent, they'll need veterans like Green to not only play well but lead with humility and emotional intelligence. The Rockets are rising, and Fred VanVleet is at the center. Meanwhile, over in Houston, the Rockets are rapidly shedding their rebuilding label. Under head coach Ime Udoka, the team has taken on a gritty defensive identity that mirrors VanVleet's style. With the addition of Kevin Durant, the stakes have been raised dramatically. Now the Rockets aren't just hoping to make the playoffs, they expect to contend. VanVleet's extension signals the franchise's full trust in his leadership. After years of being underestimated, he's now seen as the steady veteran presence capable of guiding a young, athletic team with title aspirations. And with unfinished business against Green and the Warriors, you can bet VanVleet will have those playoff memories, and words, locked in his mind. The next chapter is already brewing. As the 2025 NBA season approaches, the Warriors-Rockets rivalry is no longer just about talent, it's personal. It's layered. It's emotional. Draymond Green's moment of regret may have sparked growth, but it also may have lit the match for one of the NBA's most compelling new storylines. And if the basketball gods give us another playoff clash between Golden State and Houston, fans won't just be watching for the highlights. They'll be watching for the drama, the redemption, and maybe one last war cry from a veteran who's still learning how to balance fire with finesse. Mike Dunleavy Jr. highlights two Warriors second-rounders who exceeded expectations. You'd be lucky. Behind the star trio of Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler, the Golden State Warriors are quietly getting more than expected from a few under-the-radar players, especially when it comes to late draft picks. With their 2025 first-round pick sent to the Miami Heat as part of the trade that brought Butler to the Bay, the Warriors will be making their selection at no. 41, unless they move up or down on draft night. And while it's no secret that second-round gems are rare, history has shown they're out there. Just ask Nikola Jokic or Manu Ginobili. For every success story like those, however, there are dozens of second-rounders who barely make it out of training camp. Still, Golden State has a history of finding value where others don't look, and they may have done it again in recent seasons. Dunleavy Jr. shouts out Jackson Davis and Post. In a recent media appearance, Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. gave credit where it's due, to second-round big men Tracy Jackson Davis and Quinton Post, both of whom played meaningful roles for the team this season. Although Jackson Davis was technically drafted 57th overall by the Wizards in 2023, he's only ever suited up for Golden State. Post, meanwhile, was selected 52nd overall by the Warriors in the 2024 draft. These last couple of years, we've been fortunate, Dunleavy said. Between QP and Tracy, we've had guys come in and contribute right away. You'd be lucky to get that from a second-round pick. While Dunleavy was careful not to oversell expectations for pick no. 41 this year, he emphasized that the team is committed to doing its homework. You've got to stay realistic about what that part of the draft usually yields, he added. But we'll dive in, scout thoroughly, and try to find the best possible player, someone who can help this franchise in a real way. Finding value where others don't look. It wouldn't be the first time the Warriors pulled a surprise from deep in the draft. Draymond Green, the heart and soul of the team's dynasty, was picked 35th overall back in 2012. Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Kevin Looney, and more recently, Brandon Podziemski, all came into the league with question marks, and all found ways to impact winning in Golden State's system. Yes, the team famously missed with James Wiseman at No. 2 in 2020, but that's the exception, not the rule. When it comes to identifying undervalued talent, the Warriors have been ahead of the curve more often than not. What's next at pick 41? In our full mock draft, the Warriors are projected to select Chaz Lanier, a 5-year college player out of Tennessee who's seen as NBA ready and capable of contributing immediately. That kind of maturity and readiness could be exactly what Golden State needs, especially with a roster built to win now. With Curry still elite, Butler newly arrived, and Green anchoring the defense, the front office knows the clock is ticking. They'll need players who can plug in and produce, not just prospects with theoretical upside. And luckily for them, the 2025 class is shaping up to be one of the deepest in recent memory. There's genuine optimism in the building that even at No. 41, a difference maker could still be waiting. A franchise that believes in long shots. If there's one thing we've learned about the Warriors, it's that they don't always follow the script. This is an organization that thrives on belief in its culture, its development program, and its ability to see something in a player that others miss. So yes, a late second-round pick might not get the headlines. But as Dunleavy and the Warriors have proven time and again, that's exactly where they've found some of their most meaningful pieces. And come draft night, don't be surprised if they do it again. Scouting the future, what the Warriors are really looking for. While much of the attention has naturally been on the top of the draft, Golden State's approach to the No. 41 pick, and their overall draft strategy, speaks volumes about the direction of the franchise. According to team sources, the Warriors are specifically targeting mature, high IQ prospects who can slide into a structured system and contribute in specific roles, rather than raw, long-term projects. That's what made players like Quinton Post and Tracy Jackson-Davis so valuable. They weren't just second-round steals, they were ready. Jackson-Davis brought toughness, mobility, and an underrated passing ability. Post, on the other hand, impressed the coaching staff with his floor spacing, rim protection, and professional mindset. Both players gave Steve Kerr something every coach craves: trust in the second unit. "We don't have time to wait 3 years to see if someone might develop," said one team insider. "This core is still about competing now. So the player we take at 41 has to be ready to contribute in year 1, even in a limited role." The Jimmy Butler factor. The blockbuster addition of Jimmy Butler has also shifted the front office's calculus. With Butler in the mix, alongside Curry and Green, the window to chase another championship is open, if not wide, at least cracked. That means every roster spot matters. And that's where the draft becomes less about finding the next superstar, and more about finding the right fit. A second-rounder who can stretch the floor, defend without fouling, or simply bring high-effort energy off the bench could become a critical piece in tight playoff moments. Golden State is also aware of its cap limitations. With 3 max-level contracts on the books and the luxury tax breathing down their necks, affordable, controllable contracts, like those of second-round picks, are incredibly valuable. Hitting on a player at No. 41 could be the difference between depth and dead weight. Fan base watching closely. Warriors fans have become some of the most draft-savvy in the league. They've seen the franchise turn underdog prospects into household names, and also watched the highly touted James Wiseman experiment fall apart. Now, with the roster in transition, there's a palpable hunger for the front office to get it right. Social media chatter already includes speculation about players like Kansas forward KJ Adams Jr., European guard Juan Nunez, and Michigan State's Tyson Walker, all experienced, versatile options who could be available in the mid to late second round. There's also increasing interest in international prospects, with the Warriors reportedly doing deeper scouting in Spain, France, and Serbia this year. Given their recent success with hybrid forwards and stretch bigs, it wouldn't be surprising to see them take a swing on a less familiar name with clear developmental upside. A defining draft, even without a first-round pick. Ultimately, this draft could quietly become a defining moment for GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. It's his second year fully in charge, And this offseason marks the first time he's truly reshaping the roster around a new timeline, post-Jordan Poole, post-Wiseman, and now with Jimmy Butler in tow. Every team says they value the draft, Dunleavy said. But for us, it's not just talk. Our franchise was built on finding guys who weren't supposed to be stars, and giving them the platform to prove everyone wrong. That's a message not just for the player they'll select at No. 41, but for the league as a whole. Because if history has taught us anything, it's this: the Warriors may not always pick early, but they rarely pick wrong.